bro, when I started looking into it and seeing more custom Digimon that I missed as well, I almost had a stroke. I was like, oh. How did we get here? The game that we're going to be talking about today, right? I tried to make a video on it specifically, and that ended up turning into a Digimon Survivor video. And ultimately, this all started from one thing that man Doug said. You may be wondering why the video's titled this way. It was clickbait. Man, shut up! It's based off the notion that, obviously, right, I'm aware of its potential, hence this video, but I still am reluctant to play it. Digimon ReArise is the newest Digimon mobile game in the form of a gacha game. If y'all pay attention to like anything that I do on this channel besides Digimon, you'd know he has a gacha, dude. I said you'd know that, you know, I kind of like gacha games a little bit. When I returned to this game after like a year plus of not playing it, bro, I was shocked to see how much has changed. What made me shocked is because I played Digimon Links. So when I saw the amount of love that they gave ReArise, I was like, yo, this can't be real, right? The coolest Digimon that we got for banners in Links was like Omegamon Zord D. He's not that cool. I mean, he's cool, but like he's not what we're getting in ReArise. And then apart from that, I think the only exclusive Digimon that we got was Vorvamon, who is a beast, so I'll give him that. If we talked about the game itself for a second, it's a like 100v100. It's like 6v6, but it feels like there's 100 characters on my screen. Like, I don't know, it's just too much. I personally prefer the 3v3 that Lynx had, and ultimately that's kind of one of the main reasons why I stopped playing. You're managing all these Digimon, you lose a bit of the magical feeling, you know, grinding them up from a rookie to a mega. So you got these crazy hectic battles, 100 people on my screen. Like, I just don't like it, you know. And so from this point, bro, I'm thinking like there is just no way people prefer ReArise to Lynx. There's just no way. Okay, so it's time for a transition. Whoa. For this segment of the video, I'm calling it the sauce, cause goddamn Digimon ReArise be dripping. Yeah, I should have kept that in the notes. What I wanted to do here is kind of showcase some of the really cool Digimon that have been added to Digimon ReArise. So I actually just got put in my place for a second here. I didn't realize that something like this ancient Garurumon. So first off, I don't ever see him, you know, when we look down here of these places where he's appeared, you know, none of these are ringing a bell to me, right? But then I scrolled down a little bit more and I noticed that he was in Digimon Links. Now, I don't know if this was JP only, because JP and Global did go very different routes. So maybe he was added in JP, and things like the new Digimon that we're going to be looking at also are only JP right now. So you see how it says Digimon Links, Ancient Garurumon Digivolves. It's kind of just bare bones, right? You just make him and that's kind of it. But you see here for ReArise, there's actually a full-blown sort of article basically showcasing that they introduced Ancient Garurumon through some more of a story sort of aspect, right? You see in the distant past. I don't play the game, so I don't know how this was told, whether there was a whole arc for it or whatever. It was explained, you know, whatever. But this is like a sneak peek into the later points of this video. But anyways, back on topic. If we come back to the main page and we look at somebody like HeavyLeomon. So I did showcase this guy on the screen in the Digimon Survive video. But again, this is a brand new mega basically branch for Leomon, Grapple Leomon specifically, you can see right there. And it just looks crazy. Even one of you made a comment on that video like, bro, that Leomon looks crazy. And doesn't he, man? That shit is crazy. And again, so this is one of many, a few, I don't know how many, but one of the many custom and unique debuted new Digimon in Digimon ReArise, and it just feels criminal to see something like this so hard. And I'm never going to actually be able to experience him because I don't want to play this game. So as you can see here, he's already dropped April 29th, but on this page we don't see LovelyAngemon because LovelyAngemon was actually announced just to start off this year. But you can see here we at least see some of her designs, what she looks like in the game and stuff like that when we look at the thumbnails people have made. So overall, like, this is also another huge one. I mean, at the end of the day, Leomon is a very prevalent Digimon in the whole universe. We see him all the time. He always has a big role. Angemon as well is one of the Digi-Destined. So whenever you give, or you're giving new evolution lines to these high-tiered, you know what I'm saying, Digimon, it's just insane. Again, and it's locked to this dang game. The last point I want to make, HeavyLeomon, LovelyAngemon, these are all being added through story means, right? As we saw with the Digimon links, it's not, they don't just throw them in there. No, there is a reasoning behind the Digimon getting to these new evolution lines. Another key point. So let's come back for a second. In my last video, the main point was that it feels as if Bandai Namco is kind of restarting their approach to Digimon games. They asked Lynx, which was gameplay focused, to introduce Digimon ReArise. ReArise is more story driven, which actually has a similar tone with the other Digimon based pieces of art, if we just want to call it that was revealed / released at that time that ReArise first dropped. Digimon Survive was announced, which as you can see has a Digimon Adventure sort of touch. And then on the other hand, Digimon Adventure itself got a reboot. And it's like all of a sudden now they want to get all creative. You couldn't do this stuff with Lynx? What? You know? I feel cheated, man. I really do. My biggest question is, yo, like, y'all are getting creative. Y'all are actually putting in more effort in a sense. But are you guys profiting more? Because to me, I see no world that ReArise is doing better than how Lynx was. To this day, I'm trying to find somebody that prefers ReArise over Lynx. Now, I will say, obviously, we all have our things that we like and dislike about each. But overall, I think for the most part, most of us will say Lynx over ReArise. Let me tell y'all, I had no faith that I was going to be able to get some data on how Digimon Lynx left this world. But thankfully, this website, Sensor Tower, I don't know where it came from, but God bless. Look, they said that we're hiring. I'm finna apply because y'all saved my life. So on this website, we can kind of see, we're gonna get a rough idea, right? Because obviously this game has been out of commission, which what we see here July 30th. So it's been some time, but we get a general idea of how, again, it performed when it was around. So if we look, the biggest things that I'm looking at is this rating breakdown. So you can see 213,000 5-star ratings. That is too much. The game wasn't that good, I'll tell you right now. But regardless, when I think back to it now, maybe it was. Because I really do miss this game, right? And then overall, it had 280,000. So really, this lets us know how many people played it to an extent, because obviously not everybody rates it, but that is a very high percent. That is a lot of ratings. We see worldwide country. I don't think this isn't very accurate. Let's just say 2017. That feels somewhat right. I was playing JP, so I did play a little bit earlier, so my memory is a bit you know, skewed. But regardless, let's just say 2017. So between 2017 2019, whenever it ended, regardless, we see 5 million downloads. And I will say, I remember vividly when the global one launched, within like a week they hit 1 million downloads. So if we hop over to Digimon ReArise, first off, 47,000 5-star, but overall only 80,000. They can't even hit 100,000 overall ratings. Dropped in 2019. We're only at about 1 million plus downloads. What did I say? I'm telling y'all, in about a week, no more than 3 weeks, Digimon Lynx hit 1 million downloads. I promise. At the end of the day, for the sake of full clarity, full reassurance that website is up to date, accurate, or whatever you may say, you know, whatever you want to call it, when I look at the actual Google Play Store, so this is live information, we can see, again, we're only at 80,000 ratings. Can we see downloads? Yep, right now, about 1 million plus installs. So we're talking about a year in, and y'all can't even break past 1 million? Ha! Just as I thought. So remember how I said Doug said one thing that got me thinking? Yeah, I meant like a sentence, like multiple sentences, you know. He's a man of Digimon culture, so when he says things, I tend to see them as holding some weight. So he's recently gotten back to ReArise, and his reasoning was that he doesn't think, wait for it, he doesn't think that Digimon ReArise is going to get an anime adaptation. He said that shit to me, man. Bro, I'm telling you, when I first read that, I was like, huh? For someone to say something like that, that means that body of work that you're saying that has to be good, right? Like, you don't want an anime adaptation of something that's a bad story, right? So you know what I asked him next? I was just like, bro, is that shit good? And he's like, I mean, it's pretty okay. I'm like, I mean, I can't argue with that. And then in the comments of that Digimon Survive video, man, I got further backing that the story, there is definitely something to be enjoyed with it, right? I think it was other people were like, yeah, the story's not that bad. So I'm like, well, y'all got me. But ultimately, boys, this comes back to my initial thoughts. This whole thing just threw me off guard, you know? Like, I just have been so disconnected from ReArise ever since that 2018 time period when I tried it out. It was the LovelyAngemon information that dropped just in January of this year, right? That was like, I was like, wait, what? They're making new Digimon custom to Digimon ReArise? Hold on a second, what is going on here? Bro, when I started looking into it and seeing more custom Digimon that I missed as well, I almost had a stroke. I was like, oh. And the bigger and just funny aspect about this all is how the Digimon ReArise community has been enjoying this quietly this whole time. But they're really in their own entire world. And that's the thing though. This is how gacha games go. They're fueled by whales. Many times tailored for the whales as well. Thus scaring away, you know, anyone that's not a whale. And ultimately carving out this like little hole in the community that houses those whales. Listen guys, get this shit off my screen. I'm not a whale. I think I said it earlier, bro, but I'm telling you, to me, it feels like what they're doing with ReArise is damn near criminal. I'm telling you, I fully believe that. All these fire Digimon that we're never gonna see outside of this gacha game. And I tend to think about Pokemon Masters with this situation. I know I just said I'm not a whale, but listen, in Masters, I am a full-blown whale. I'm a whale. It's just the way it is. But what's cool about Pokemon Masters is you don't even need to play the game to an extent to enjoy what it's bringing to the table from the Pokemon franchise standpoint. Pokemon Masters is the only place that you can see characters spanning from every single mainline Pokemon game interact. Despite not playing the game, right? By just seeing a screenshot where Lance is saying, hey, dragon Pokemon don't have to have the dragon typing, he basically shut down that whole notion that's been running for years. Nobody's ever confirmed it. And the whole community as a whole got to experience that without playing the game. While I'm over here dropping $50 just to not get his ass, dropping another 50, finally getting him, and then not using him. They don't know the pain I'm going through over here, and they're over there freaking benefiting. And that type of thing just isn't possible with ReArise, right? You know, we see LovelyAngemon, and that's about it. We just look at this new cool Digimon design. There's probably a story around it, but again, we're never gonna freaking know because we don't play it, so it just sucks. And so on that note, think about what Doug said now. Making an anime adaptation out of this game would actually be kind of fire. Seeing how and why we got to LovelyAngemon, seeing how and why we got to HeavyLeomon. Bro, imagine Leomon, the one that we know, the hero and all that kind of stuff, finally evolved to HeavyLeomon. That would be fire. And the last point I want to make, think about how little we see about this game, right? It's been adding these new Digimon and stuff like that, but tell me how many times you've seen it. If you search up Digimon ReArise on YouTube, there is literally 2 to 3 people making videos on it. It's crazy. It's crazy. But other than that, that's all I gotta say. That was the coolest Digimon game that you're never gonna play. I promise. Hey, but at the same time, bro, if you watch this video and you're interested, let me know if you play it, if you last, and just what you think, bro. Because I'm telling you, I tried again, and I'm like, nah, I'm just not gonna play this game. But other than that, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to leave a like, subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one. Peace.